They all feel the same, Glassy, or each one's a little bit different? Derby week, that is.
Yeah, I think they all have their own little story to them, and it's not too often, I don't think, where both sides have been in the top 8. Not that I can remember, but so it should be an interesting game.
Well, how do you feel about last? Was that one that got away, or one you got yourself into a good position and couldn't quite finish off? How do you look at the loss?
You just look at it, as a loss. I think it was disappointing in terms of the start and the finish, and then obviously, there was a good patch during the middle. So you look at it in its entirety, and it was a disappointing game all up.
What did you say to Eric McKenzie? Because I know he did a pretty good job all the way through, and just little things like that can sort of get you down pretty much.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, look, Eric's terrific player. I've told him time and again that he's well and truly advanced on where I was at that age. To hold Nick Riewoldt to one scoring shot of 1 point, big effort. He played a great game, and down back, mistakes are magnified, and that's the game. You can do a simple spoil down back, it can look great, or you can mess up, a kick and it can look poor. So he knows where he's at, and he's going to work hard.
So you got the confidence rebound from that fairly quickly?
Yeah. No, he's a terrific character. We've all made mistakes every game. No one's played the perfect game, and no, he'll bounce back, and I know that he does a lot of work in his kicking, and he'll be fine.
How did he take the incidents?
No. Look, he took him fine. I spoke to him briefly, and it'll just, you have to move on pretty quick. He's got probably another big challenge this week.
Are you enjoying the fact, Darren, that you don't have to take maybe the best forward now with Eric and Will coming along?
It is, yeah. It's a nice change, but that'll change week to week. Depending on the matchup. I think Mackenzie was a good matchup for Riewoldt. He plays up the ground a bit and runs a bit, and so it'll depend on week to week. But certainly we've got, I think, some guys down there that can play in the main target now.
You must be very happy with.
If Pav plays forward, would you expect to get him, or would you expect Eric to get him?
It depends. I think Pav's been spending a bit more time forward from what I've seen of Fremantle. We haven't gone through them too much yet. We haven't even done a review of St Kilda yet. So, but I could expect at some stage to end up on Pav for sure.
You must be pretty happy with the way you're playing. You can see the injuries that you had. You look like you're really back to sort of the old, a young 25.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, look, I feel like I'm moving well, and it makes it a lot easier, to play well when the side's playing well. The pressure up the ground this year has been great, which is helping us out down back.
How's Curry going?
Yeah, from what I understand, I think he's a chance to play. So, it was disappointing to miss him last week, and I think we did miss him. A bit of drive through the midfield there. So hopefully he'll be back.
Did you manage to catch the Dockers when you get
I didn't. We were kind of on the plane, and then been away for a few days, so a bit of family time yesterday afternoon. But we'll go through their stuff probably midweek, and get the lowdown and see what we can come up with.
What have you made of them this season, Darren? Because obviously they're going pretty well in 6th at the moment, but they've had injuries and done pretty well too.
They have, yeah. I think you summed it up. I think they've been playing some good footy. I feel like they're coming up to their best footy at the moment now, and they've obviously had that horror injury run, and I think they've done really well to to be where they're at. So it's it all makes for a very good game.
Where are the danger points, I guess, for you guys with them?
Look, I think apparently their forward pressure yesterday was very good. We know they can move the ball pretty nicely. They've got some some real top class players. Got dangerous small forwards in Ballantyne. So they've got some class all over the field. So it's it'll be a pretty tough match.
Hayden Ballantyne sucked Sydney in beautifully yesterday. Got 2 goals from off the ball, free kicks from pretty minor, and he rolls them up and they whack him, and then kicks goals. Derbies and own, a bit of angst and stuff like that. It's important to not let him get under your skin.
It's important not to let anyone get on your skin, not just Ballantyne. We gave away, I think, a couple of free kicks on the weekend, which resulted in goals. So Woosh wasn't too happy about that. So I'll be surprised if anyone does it this week.
Is he just an annoying bugger?
No. Look, I haven't played on Ballantyne too much, but I think he does it more just to get himself up and about, and if that's the way he plays the game, best of luck to him.
You mentioned earlier that it's not often that the 2 teams are in the 8.
Yep.
You've beaten them twice if you include the NAB Cup game as well this year, so if you can get 3 on them and the chance to possibly come up against them in finals, is it important, do you believe, to get some momentum against a specific team when you can play against them later on in the year?
Not really thinking that far ahead, to be honest. I don't really count the NAB Cup as a win, so we beat them earlier in the year. That was a good result for us. We obviously hadn't had success against them much before that. No, look, not really thinking about down the track or anything like that. I think it's a big game for us just because you know, we want to finish as high on the ladder as we can. You know, we want to keep pushing for a top 4 spot. So, you know, it's a big game, and then if we can, you know, push another challenger down, that, you know, that's all the better.
How's Bowie Waters pull up?
Well, I think, yeah, pretty well. So I think, you know, he had a good performance, good solid hit out, and I think he'll continue to improve over the next few weeks, hopefully.
Andrew Gaff's form must be a plus.
It was, yeah. I mean, he, you know, he played some good footy earlier in the year as a sub, and that sub can be a bit of a two-edged sword, because obviously you can't play that all the time. You need to go back and play some full game time, and he was in outstanding form with South Fremantle. Great kid, great character, and it was good to see him play well.
Is his inability to get in the team this year a sign of how well you're going and the depth you've had?
It has. It's been a bit of a challenge, I think, for the coaching staff and for the senior players to keep some of those guys that are on the fringe up. That hasn't been the case, you know, in the previous years. But to their credit, they've all showed terrific attitude and character to keep playing good footy, and you know, your opportunity does come along, and we've seen Gaffy grab his now, and I'm sure he'll be in the side for, you know, hopefully the rest of the year.
Having been there before and gone right through to the grand final, how important is that second chance and finishing top 4?
Yeah, look, I think history shows most of the time it comes from the top 4, so it is important. So, you know, every side's just battling now, just want to finish as high as you can. Percentage becomes important, all those sorts of things. So, but you can't think that far ahead. You know, our main focus this week is just Freo, winning the Derby, and we'll see how we go from there. Everyone happy? Got something?